'tis the season for change. And so today, if you are listening to this episode, it is March. Happy March. I am currently coming at you live from Guatemala. I'm co-leading a retreat with my work down here at Bespoke, and I was really inspired. I was editing the podcast episode a little bit on the plane that was supposed to release today, and then I was editing it a little bit last night, and last night being Wednesday, and I was in the middle of editing it, and I really couldn't stop thinking about, like, we've been doing a lot of yoga practice down here, a lot of gratitude, like mindset, and just an opportunity to step away from your everyday routine. And I really wanted to come and talk to you guys on a solo ep today. And so I stopped editing the episode, which is pretty big for me, to kind of deviate from the plan. I keep reminding myself that this space is a space that I am creating as I go, and you guys are helping me guide and lead the way. So I want to thank you guys for always listening, tuning in, and inspiring me to keep creating and creating new experiences and hosting really meaningful, powerful meetups, and just creating really good content for you guys with the people that I choose to be part of this podcast and part of this world. So first, I want to welcome you guys to the podcast. I have a couple different really exciting things for you guys that I actually wasn't going to tell you until next week, but I have been feeling a lot of gratitude down here, and I wanted to kind of let you guys in on a couple things that we're up to here at the podcast. So just to start off, I just feel super present and super in the moment down here. And part of the reason why I decided to record this episode was because I wanted to kind of bring this feeling to you, just to kind of go with it. So we're going to start out this episode with a little breath. So just to get present and grounded, close your eyes. Picture all 10 fingers and all 10 toes spreading out really wide. Take a nice giant inhale through your nose. And exhale. And one more, just like that. Inhale really big through your nose, bigger than before. Open your eyes, open mouth, exhale. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. I really want to thank you guys, like I said earlier, for creating this space and always pushing me to kind of go outside my comfort zone. This podcast has been a huge game changer for me personally, and it's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, getting outside your comfort zone. Part of the reason why I wanted to come today and talk to you guys was because we are going to be fully rebranding the podcast, and that will include a name change. I am going to let that sit. I can't even believe I'm saying it out loud. I'm also not going to hint at it in the title or the description. But if you are coming to the event next Friday, March 8th, it's International Women's Day. I would love to see all my ladies there. We're releasing a little bit of information on Instagram today about the specific details, some people who are involved, and then like a little bit of the location comes this coming weekend. And I'm just really super excited for you guys to experience an awesome event, some awesome ladies, some giveaways, some really cool opportunities to collaborate with women in your community. And also we'll be announcing a giant new change for the podcast. And nothing is changing about the podcast itself. It's just going to make sense. Like everything, it's going to make sense when you guys hear it. I'm so nervous and excited for you guys to hear it, but it's just going to make sense as far as like branding goes, and with future events and future collaborations with different people and brands. It's just going to cohesively bring the podcast together. It's something that I have been thinking about, if I'm being honest, for a really long time. and just kind of felt like this was the time and the place. I was meditating, and this idea of doing this giant event came to me, and so I have been pulling together, my team and I have been pulling together this event for the past couple weeks, and we're really excited to debut, an awesome experience for you guys, and hopefully we'll set the bar for future experiences to come. So that is happening next week. I'm so nervous and excited. Please don't tell anybody. It's our little secret. Maybe you could post some sort of screenshot of the episode and, kind of allude to some secrets happening in the episode. So, people can kind of know what's going on. So that's number one. Number two, I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on the event. So it's next Friday, March 8th. It is a women's only event. Don't worry, bros. There will be an event for you coming in the future. I have some awesome collaborations and stuff in the works for April and for May. But yeah, I'm really excited to bring to you guys this nice International Women's Day event featuring a live podcast panel style recording. We're going to do a little meditation, a little movement. We're going to have some future, past guests there, some people who haven't been featured on the podcast. You're going to get giveaways from some awesome local brands, and everything is women owned. So all women at the event, all women owned food, beverages, drinks, and people on the panel. I'm super excited to connect with the women in our community and just celebrate being the fucking rad girls that we are. So that is coming at you next Friday. And then the final little bit I wanted to chat with you guys about was coming on the retreat that I'm on right now was a huge professional step for me. I got the chance, and am still continuing for the next couple of days to co-lead this retreat with one of my peers. It's truly something that I did not believe was in my wheelhouse. And similar to the podcast and creating a space that is truly growing quicker than I ever could imagine, and independently and organically. You guys are spreading the word all on your own. I didn't really believe that this was kind of in my wheelhouse and possible. So I wanted to talk a little bit about stepping outside your comfort zone and kind of what that looks like and what that feels like, and just kind of manifesting things that maybe you did not believe were possible. So a really big part of that for me has been meditation and visualization. And for me personally, it involves a lot of mantras. I've talked to you guys about mantras in the past before. I do tend to ask, all of our guests a powerful mantra or saying that they go by. And we are doing a lot of yoga, and it's allowing me the space and the time to kind of slow down and visualize, what I want my life to look like, and what I want this podcast to look like, and what I want, future events to look like. So it has been a really cool space where I feel like I've gotten a lot of my creativity back. And I think a huge part of our culture and our society pushes us to always be doers and goers. And I had this moment here the other day where I was like, you don't know how to slow down. I kept trying to connect to Wi-Fi and was really stressed about the podcast and the social media and letting go and delegating things to other people. And I realized me telling this to you guys and being so personal about the struggles that I have gone through as a business owner, I want to call it, and an entrepreneur and a human just trying to navigate life, is we all have self-doubt, and we all have moments where we make ourselves believe that we are truly not capable, or we don't believe that certain things are for us. And I kind of wanted to come here today and maybe inspire you guys to get really grounded and do some visualization and some confidence work, because it has been a game changer for me to figure out what steps I'm going to take in my life, professionally, personally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So I am encouraging you guys today to slow down, to visualize, and to really get in a gratitude practice for your abilities and your capacity for creating something awesome. I think I've realized here that it's pretty impossible to be creative when you're constantly consuming. And I believe, I'm trying to remember the guest that said this. My creation to consumption ratio is off. And that really stuck with me. When you think about what we do all day, scrolling on Instagram, texting with our friends, watching TV shows, engaging on social media, it's this constant consumption, and it can often lead to us feeling empty and less than. So I'm imploring you to figure out and ask yourself if your consumption ratio is a little bit outweighing, how much you're creating. So whether that means you sit down and you do a workout, or you write, or you sing, you dance, you move your body, you network, email people, go to a networking event, have a phone call or coffee with a potential, partner, or someone that you want to learn from. I have been doing a lot more networking, connecting lately, and not even for the sake of to gain anything, but just simply to connect with people. And it's been a really powerful tool for me. So just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys about that today. I know it seems a little bit off and a little bit aloof, but I have really put myself in a really good mental headspace here. And it's allowed me the freedom to remember that I have control to create and make this space what I want it to be, and that you guys are leading the way and showing me what's possible. So I just wanted to come on here and give a little gratitude and some energy back to you, and tell you about some secrets, some cool stuff coming up. But I really hope that, these words land with you today. It's really, really hard to be present, especially like I had mentioned, when we're constantly consuming and we're constantly moving and going and doing. Allow yourself the space and the time to slow down and be present and practice gratitude, and see what that does for your mental headspace. So I am so excited for this next week. I have a little bit more work to do here in Guatemala. I hope you guys will be supportive of the podcast and all that's coming with it. And I'm really nervous, to be honest, about this. And it's a really big change and a really big step. But I know that with, great power comes great responsibility. And I know I owe it to you guys to make this podcast and this space a powerful and meaningful platform for you guys to connect. So stay tuned for next week. Huge moves coming. Brand new branding, website, Instagram, name change, event. And I hope you guys will continue with me on this journey. Thank you for allowing me to not have my shit together, and in turn, getting that shit together and having you guys be the inspiration behind it. I love you guys. Thank you for leaving such positive reviews on iTunes. And don't forget, we are also available on Spotify, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And I am so excited for what's to come. So for the last time as Coming in Hot podcast, I am signing off. And as always, stay gold. Bye.